The time has finally arrived. I am so fucking excited for this. You guys have no fucking idea how excited I am. I have been waiting for a new album from my favorite band in 5 years. Literally my all-time favorite band in 5 years. I already got one of my all-time favorite bands that released an album this year, which is a kick-ass album, by the way. But this one is special. This is my all-time favorite band, as you can tell. All right, let's do this shit, man. Deftones, Private Music. So I've never done a Deftones bio, even though I know pretty much almost every single thing about this band. I'm still gonna do it just for organization's sake, for the channel. This is a long one, so definitely grab some coffee, grab some tea, whatever. I choose tea for my drink. All right, here we go. Deftones is an American alternative metal band formed in Sacramento, California in 1988. They were formed by frontman Chino Moreno, or Chino Wong Moreno. Also, Camilo is his first name. Lead guitarist Stephen Carpenter, or Steph, and drummer Abe Cunningham, with bassist Chi Cheng, and keyboardist and turntablist Frank Delgado, joining the lineup in 1990 and 1999, respectively. The band's experimental nature has led some critics to describe them as the Radiohead of metal. A very fitting vibe. After the lineup settled in 1993, the band secured a recording contract with Maverick Records and subsequently released their debut album Adrenaline in 1995. Extensive touring and word-of-mouth promotion of the album helped Deftones garner a dedicated fan base. Their second album, Around the Fur, my all-time favorite, 1997, brought the band fame among the alternative metal scene and reached chart positions along with its singles. It became the band's first record to receive certification from the RIAA. The band found further success with their third album, White Pony 2000, which marked a transition from their earlier, more aggressive sound into a more experimental direction. Its lead single, Change, in the House of Flies, is the band's most commercially successful single, and the track Elite, one of my favorites, won a Grammy Award for Best Metal Performance. It was also the band's first 3 albums to be certified platinum in the United States. Their self-titled 4th album was released in 2003. While the group's critical success continued, sales proved to be lackluster compared to White Pony. Deftones' 5th studio effort, Saturday Night Wrist, received similar praise, although the album's production was marred by creative tensions and personal issues within the band, some of which influenced its material. Hole in the Earth is about the band almost breaking up. In 2008, while Deftones were working on an album tentatively titled Arrows, Chi was involved in a traffic collision. As a result, he was left in a minimally conscious state, or a coma, until his death in 2013 of cardiac arrest. Rest in peace. After Chang's accident, Deftones halted production on Arrows and recruited Quicksand bassist Sergio Vega until his departure in early 2021. The bands released the critically praised Diamond Eyes in 2010 and embarked on a triple headline tour with Alice in Chains and Mastodon throughout North America. Their 7th and 8th albums, Koi no Yokan and Gore, respectively, showcased the band's continued experimentation, while their 9th album, Ohms, marked a return to the band's heavier sound. Their 10th album, Private Music, will be released on August 22nd, 2025. All right, so before I get into this, there is a slight history that most of you might not know about Deftones, so I'm going to go ahead and get into it. So, in the beginning, Like Linus was the first demo. John Taylor was the first drummer in Deftones, respectively. He replaced Dominic Garcia on drums in early stages of the band before they recruited Abe Cunningham. I like to point that out, that the very first demo is like Linus, the one with the cat on it. It's never been released on streaming platforms. It needs to be redone. I definitely do agree it needs to be redone. I consider it part of the band's discography, so you will definitely be hearing about it later. Early years, 1988 to 1993. When Stephen Carpenter was 15 years old, he was hit by a car while skateboarding, confined to a wheelchair for several months. He began teaching himself to play guitar by playing along to songs by thrash metal bands such as Anthrax, Stormtroopers of Death, and Metallica. A long-circulated myth alleged that the driver paid Carpenter a cash settlement to allow the band to purchase equipment. That's very cool. But Abe Cunningham commented in 2000 interview that the story about the settlement was false. Carpenter, Cunningham, and Chino Moreno were childhood friends. All three went to C.K. McClatchy High School in Sacramento, California, and remained friends throughout the city's skateboarding scene. Carpenter was a fan of heavy metal, and Moreno was interested in hardcore punk bands such as Bad Brains and post-punk and new wave such as Depeche Mode and The Cure. I knew this already. Bad Brains was also praised by Randy Bly and Lamb of God as well. When Moreno found out that Carpenter played guitar, he set up a jam session with Cunningham, who played drums, and the three began playing regularly in Carpenter's garage around 1988. They recruited bassist Dominic Garcia sometime after, and the band became a four-piece. While Cunningham left Deftones to join Falusi, another band from Sacramento, Garcia switched to drums. Chi Chang joined to play bass, and the band recorded a fourth-track demo soon afterwards. John Taylor replaced Garcia on drums in 1991, until Cunningham's return in 1993. Within 2 years, the band began playing club shows and later expanded their gigging territory to San Francisco and Los Angeles, where they played shows alongside bands such as Korn, while closing for another band in LA. After majority of the audience had left, the band impressed a Maverick Records representative. They were signed to the label after performing 3 of their songs for Freddie DeMann and Guy Osseri. That's why it's very important that no matter who is left in your audience, keep at it, because you never know who's watching. You never know who's listening. There's always going to be that slight chance. These guys, I watched these guys play in a room where it was only 10 people, and they just continued to play. I watched it on a live feed. I was like, that's fucking wild. And they played in bookstores as well. Very, very interesting story with this band. So Maverick Records is also Madonna's label. Madonna was also one of the persons that got Deftones to be signed. She helped them to get signed. Carpenter created the band's name by combining the hip-hop slang term deaf with the suffix tones. The name is also a pun on the term tone deaf. That's why everybody makes fun of you if you listen to Deftones. You're tone deaf, right? The band's debut, Adrenaline, 1994 to 1996. The band's debut album, Adrenaline, was recorded at Bad Animals Studio in Seattle, Washington, and released on October 3rd, 1995. It was produced by Deftones and Terry Date, which also produced the self-titled album, who would go on to produce the band's next 3 albums, and he also produced the next 3. Okay. While they were initially commercially unsuccessful, the band built a dedicated fan base through extensive touring, word of mouth, and internet promotions. Through their efforts, Adrenaline went on to sell over 220,000 copies. It is regarded as an important part of the 1990s nu metal movement. An early track that predated Adrenaline did not make the album's final cut was Teething, and I do agree that Teething needs to be on either Adrenaline or just re-released like Linus. The band contributed the song to the soundtrack for the 1996 film The Crow, City of Angels. The band can also be seen performing the song live during the Day of the Dead festival, seen as themselves. Yes, it's in the movie. The album spent 21 weeks on the Billboard Heatseekers chart, reaching a peak position of 23. When asked what he attributed the album's success to Chang's responded, one word, perseverance. We've been together for almost 8 years, on the road for 2, and we do it with honesty and integrity, and the kids can tell. Great words from a wise man, rest in peace. The album was certified gold by the RIAA on July 7th, 1999, and was certified platinum on September 23, 2008. Regarding the recording of the album, Cunningham said, "At the time we did the first record, which I really like and think this is good. You can tell the band was really young. We'd been playing most of our songs for quite a while, and we were just so happy to be making a record that we really didn't think a whole lot about making the songs better." Moreno felt the Adrenaline was recorded really fast. I do agree. It's a very, very rushed album, but it's still a fucking all-time classic. And performed all of his vocals live with the band in the room using a handheld Shure SM58 microphone. That's what it's about. All Music's review of Adrenaline praised the album's musical control, precision, overall groove, and Cunningham's surprisingly sophisticated drumming. It was also noted that there is a bit of sameness in Chino Moreno's whispered vocal melodies, which drags the record down a bit. I disagree. I think he has amazing vocals. Around the Fur, 1997 to 1999. This is my all-time favorite album in the world. Like, in the fucking world, all-time favorite album. Deftones' second album, Around the Fur, was recorded at Studio Litho in Seattle, Washington, and produced by Terry Date. Released on October 28, 1997, the album was dedicated to Dana Wells, the late stepson of the singer Max Cavalera of Sepultura, Soulfly, and Cavalera Conspiracy. Cavalera also collaborated on Head Up, a tribute to Wells. Although not yet a member of the band, Delgado was credited as audio on 5 of the album's tracks. Cunningham's wife, Anna Lynn, provided guest vocals on MX. Yes, I knew this. When we went in to make this record, we really didn't have to set an idea of what we wanted to come out with it, said Moreno in a 1998 interview with Chart magazine. However, he felt that the album fell into place. Once the band had settled into the studio, the band expanded its sound, spending more time with Date and giving more thought to the album's production. Cunningham varied his drum sound and experimented by using different types of snare drums on almost every single track. I did not know that. The album was praised for its loud, soft dynamics, the flow of the tracks, Moreno's unusual vocals, and the strong rhythm section performance of Chang and Cunningham. Stephen Thomas Erlewine's retrospective review noted that while they don't have catchy riffs or a fully developed sound, Around the Fur suggests they are about to come into their own. Yeah, I agree. Around the Fur propelled the band to fame in the alternative metal scene on the strength of radio and MTV airplay for the singles My Own Summer, Shove It, and Be Quiet and Drive Far Away. Around the Fur sold 43,000 copies in its first week of release and entered the Billboard 200 at number 29, its peak position. Remaining on the charts for 17 weeks, the band went back to touring, making appearance at the Warped Tour in United States, New Zealand, and Australia, Pink Pop Festival, Rock Slide Festival, and Ozfest, as well as releasing a live EP on June 22nd, 1999. Around the Fur went on, that was the album. Around the Fur went on to reach RII Gold status on June 24th, 1999, and Platinum status on June 7th, 2011. Didn't know they hit Platinum. Okay, cool. My Own Summer, Shove It appeared on the Matrix music from the motion picture, released March 30th, 1999. This is arguably one of their best albums, White Pony, 2000 to 2002. On June 20th, 2000, the band finally released their third album, White Pony. Again produced by Date and Deftones, it was recorded at the Record Plant studio in Sausalito, California, and at Larrabee Sound Studios, West Hollywood, California. Delgado, now a full-time band member, added new elements to the band's music. The Melancholy Teenager, for example, was a departure in style and mood, a love song, according to Moreno. Programming duties were carried out by DJ Crook, a friend of Moreno, and bandmate in his side project Team Sleep, another fucking amazing band. Passenger was a collaboration with singer Maynard James Keenan of Tool and A Perfect Circle, and the refrain in Knife Party featured vocals by Rodleen Getzik. Moreno also started contributing additional guitar work. Yes, this is the first album that he actually started playing guitar on. An interview with the band in Alternative Press described the recording process of White Pony after a break from touring. The band spent 4 months in the studio writing and recording, the longest amount of time they had dedicated to an album thus far. Moreno said that the majority of this time was spent trying to write songs and that the writing of Change in the House of Flies was the turning point where the band began working as a unit. Despite being pressured to release the album sooner, the band decided to take their time. Chang explained, "We didn't feel like we had anything to lose, so we made the record we wanted to make." Very, very wise words, man. What a genius this guy was. Moreno did not have an overall lyrical theme in mind, but made a conscious decision to bring an element of fantasy into his lyrics. I basically didn't sing about myself on this record. I made up a lot of storylines and some dialogue. Even I took myself completely out of it and wrote about other things. One of the songs he wrote about is Digital Bath, and that's about throwing a toaster into a bathtub with a woman in the bathtub. Yeah, it's pretty dark. The album was originally released as an 11-track edition beginning with Phytoceria, and ending with Pink Maggot, and featuring gray cover art. A limited edition print of 50,000 black and red jewel case versions of White Pony was released at the same time with a bonus 12th track titled The Boys Republic. Yes. Later, the band released Back to School Mini Maggot, a rap-influenced interpretation of Pink Maggot. The song was released as a single and included as a nude opening track of the re-released White Pony on October 3rd, 2000. The new release still had Pink Maggot and the final track and featured altered white cover art. Yeah, it was a white horse, a black outline of a white horse right smack dab in the center. That one right there is the original album cover. The new release had Pink Maggot as the final track and featured altered white cover art. Not entirely happy with re-releasing the album, the band negotiated to have Back to School made available as a free download for anyone who had already bought the original album. Moreno noted that everybody's already downloaded our record before it came out anyway, otherwise I'd be kind of feeling it like, man, why are we putting all these different versions of the record? That's the best way we can get to this song out to the people who already have purchased this record for free, basically. And if they want to buy the record again, it's cool. It's up to them. White Pony debuted at number 3 in the US Billboard chart with sales of 178,000 copies. Reviews were generally positive, commenting on Moreno's increasing sophistication as a lyricist and a group's experimentalism. AllMusic's review said that Deftones went soft, but in an impressive way, to twist around its signature punk thrash sound. The album achieved platinum status on July 17, 2002, selling over 1.3 million copies in the US, and earning the band a 2001 Grammy Award for Best Metal Performance for the song Elite. Deftones, self-titled, 2002 to 2005. Deftones began work on their 4th album under the working title Lovers. Yes, that was the original name of the album. Regarding the album's direction, Chang commented, "We were proven that we can musically go in any direction we want, and we want to get kind of heavy on this one. Moreno underwent vocal training as a precaution after severely damaging his vocal cords on the band's 2001 summer tour. The band converted their rehearsal space in Sacramento in a fully equipped studio and recorded most of the album there at negligible cost. The band brought in Terry Date to assist with production and also received input on musical arrangement from Greg Wells. on several of the album's tracks. The band later added more material at Studio X in Seattle, Washington, and at Larrabee Sound Studios. Overall, the album took 12 months and cost roughly $2.5 million to complete. The band was fined by Maverick for missing deadlines. That's why you don't sign to a record label. In January 2003, Deftones left the studio to perform several one-off shows in Australia and New Zealand as part of the annual Big Day Out festival. Shortly after, the band returned to the studio to finish their fourth album, the self-titled Deftones, was released on May 20th, 2003. It entered the Billboard 200 at number 2 and sold 167,000 copies in its first week. The album remained in the Billboard Top 100 for 9 weeks, supported by the first single, Minerva. The band shot a video for the album's second single, Hexagram, with fans watching the band play the song in an indoor skate park in Simi Valley, California. Reviews were mainly positive, praising the band for the album's progression and originality in the midst of declining creativity in contemporary metal. Moreno was quoted as saying, "It's all on record. We told motherfuckers not to lump us in with new metal because when those bands go down, we aren't going to be with them," quote unquote. In reviewing Deftones, Stephen Thomas Erlewine wrote that Hexagram, the album's opener, hits hard, and yes it does. Harder than they ever have released, revealing how mushy Stained is and how toothless Linkin Park is. Oh my god. He also went on to say, however, that the album sticks a little too close to familiar territory. The AV Club similarly I can't say that. Similarly called the album less rewarding than its predecessor, though its peaks rival any in the genre. The band released a compilation album titled B-Sides and Rarities on October 4th, 2005. The CD includes various B-sides and covers from throughout their career, while the DVD contains behind-the-scenes footage and the band's complete videography up to the point. I'm going to take a break real quick. All right, so, real quick. I am currently uploading vocal lessons for Deftones self-titled. By the time you get to watch this video, I'm probably going to be doing a lot more, but people voted for it, and I would appreciate you guys go and check those out. Yeah, that's it. Saturday Night Wrist, 2006 to 2007. Rather than work with Date, their producer for many years, Deftones decided to record with Bob Ezrin on their fifth studio album. Cunningham said that while the group enjoyed working with Date, at this point we just needed to change things up. And this is definitely a different style. Working with him, Ezrin, is just putting us fucking upside down. He's cracking the whip. After recording all the instrumental parts for the record, Moreno decided to record his vocals separately and finished recording the album with former Far guitarist Sean Lopez as his producer. According to an interview with Abe Cunningham, there were tensions involved in the recording of Saturday Night Wrist that were related to the band's members' personal lives. Cunningham compared the process to pulling teeth. Yeah, it almost broke the band up. Very close to breaking the band up. That's what the song Hole in the Earth is all about. The band released the album titled Saturday Night Wrist on October 31st, 2006. Now, again, before I continue this is the only time I have seen Deftones live during the Saturday Night Wrist tour. And I have a signed poster at my dad's house. He's bringing it down in September. It's a signed poster where I got to meet every single band member. I mean, even Chi, when he was still alive, rest in peace. And I'm going to be hanging it up on my wall. So, all right. It debuted at number 10 on the US Billboard charts with sales of just over 76,000. A significant decrease in first week sales of their two previous releases. The album's first single, Hole in the Earth, was released on September 12, 2006. The single was featured in the video game Saints Row 2 and as downloadable content for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 versions of Guitar Hero 3. Blabbermouth.net wrote that Deftones have rallied to create one of the strongest discs in the band's repertoire. Mine was the album's second single, which was released on March 9th, 2007. Collaborations on the record include Annie Hardy from Giant Dog on the song Pink Cell Phone and Serge Tankian from System of a Down on the track Mine. Yeah, he comes in during the bridge. Deftones spent the majority of 2006 and 2007 touring around the world in support of the album, performing in North America, Europe, South America, Japan, and Australia. The band also performed on such tours as Taste of Chaos, Family Values Tour, that's the one I attended, and the Soundwave Festival. Arrows Sessions, Chang's car accident, and Vega's arrival, 2008 to 2009. In the fall of 2007, Deftones started writing songs for what was planned to be their sixth studio album, Arrows. Moreno described the album as unorthodox and aggressive. Recording started on April 14th, 2008. The band returned to working with Terry Date as the producer for Arrows. I've heard 2 tracks off of Arrows, the instrumental version of Dallas, and I've listened to Smile, which was about Chi. Also, for Saturday Night Wrist, I've listened to the ones that didn't make it, the demos and stuff. And on November 4th, 2008, Chang was seriously injured in a car accident in Santa Clara, California. As a result of the injuries sustained in the car, he remained in a minimally conscious state, or a coma. Following the accident, Chang's bandmates and his mother, Jean, began using the Deftones blog to post updates on Chi's condition. On December 9, 2008, it was announced that Chi had been moved into care of the unnamed hospital that specializes in care and management of traumatic and non-trauma related brain injuries. In late January 2009, the band released a new statement stating that our fallen comrade has not yet made significant progress, and that a friend of the band, Sergio Vega, formerly of Quicksand, would be taking over as bassist in Chang's absence, as he had done temporarily in 1998. On April 5th, the band played their first show without Chang since 1998 at the Bamboozle Left Festival in Irvine, California. On June 23rd, 2009, Deftones announced on their official website that Arrows would be delayed indefinitely, saying, "As we neared completion on Arrows, we realized that this record doesn't best encompass and represent who we are currently as people and as musicians. And although the songs will see the light of day at some point, we collectively made the decision that we needed to take a new approach, and with Chi's condition heavy on our minds while doing so, we needed to return to the studio to do what we felt was right artistically." They also said, "The decision to hold off on releasing Arrows has no connection with Chi's condition or anything associated with it. This was and is purely a creative decision by the band to write, record, and deliver an amazing product." Korn members Brian Head Welch and Reginald Fieldy Arvazu, along with members of Seven Dust, Slipknot, and other alternative metal bands, recorded and released a song for Chi, which precedes benefiting Chang and his family to aid in fundraising for the Chang family. The band announced 2 2009 benefit shows in Los Angeles. A website, One Love for Chi, was launched by Deftones fan Gina Blackmore on March 10th, 2009, about 4 months after Chang's accident. The site served as a platform for updates and information on Chang's condition, as well as serving as an auction site for items donated by friends of the band. All proceeds raised by the website were donated to his family so they could provide him the best possible medical care. I think I donated quite a bit of money for his medical care. I can't remember how much it was. I was pretty young back then. I was 20. So I didn't really have that much money, but I donated what I could. Diamond Eyes, 2010, 2011. Deftones' 6th album, Diamond Eyes, was originally scheduled for release on April 27, 2010. This date was later pushed back to May 18th in March. It was announced May 18th. In March, it was announced that the album had leaked onto the internet and the album's release date was moved forward to May 4th as a result. On February 23rd, 2010, the album's first single, Rocket Skates, was made available for free download at Guns, Razors, Knives. Yes, I was currently in college when this was released. The album was produced by Nick Raskulinecz. In contrast to Arrow's dark and aggressive nature, the band took a more optimistic approach both lyrically and sonically on Diamond Eyes. On March 15th, Deftones debuted their first radio-ready single, Diamond Eyes. And this was the original cover art for the album, and then they decided to do away with it. Both Diamond's Eyes and Rocket Skates received positive reviews from the fans and critics, with many making comparisons on the two singles' style and sound to that of material from the Around the Fur album. Yes. Teaming up with bands Mastodon and Alice in Chains, Deftones went on tour in the fall in 2010 in the United States and Canada. The tour was called Black Diamond Sky. Yep, that was during the era of Crack the Sky and Blue Way Leads Black to Blue. Way Leads Black to Blue for Alice in Chains. Can't remember what it's called. I can't remember the name of the fucking album. Sorry. Black Gives Way to Blue. There you go. Oh, it says it right there. The tour was called Black Diamond Sky from the three bands' latest albums, Black Gives Way to Blue, Diamond Eyes, and Crack the Sky. Crack the Sky is not an album. It's an EP. Is it an album? It is an album. Excuse me. The tour included a limited edition series of silkscreen art prints promoting each show individually, created by the poster artist Jermaine Rogers. Rogers has created a majority of Deftones concert poster and print artwork since the late 1990s. On April 16, 2011, the honor of Record Store Day, the band released an LP titled Covers, containing several cover songs that the band had recorded over the years, including Drive, originally by The Cars, If Only Tonight We Could Sleep, originally by The Cure, and No Ordinary Love by Sade. On October 25th, Deftones released the vinyl collection 1995 to 2011 in a limited edition of 1,000 copies. Wow, I did not know that. That is the whole discography. I did not know that. Koi no Yoken and Chang's Death, 2012 to 2013. On March 29, 2012, Carpenter revealed that the band were working on a new record in an interview posted on ESP Guitar's YouTube channel. It was reported that Raskulinecz would return to produce their as-yet named unnamed seventh studio album. It was also reported that the band would start recording several B-sides for the album, including an Elvis Presley cover and possibly an Earth, Wind, and Fire cover. It was later announced that there would be no bonus tracks. On July 28th, Deftones performed a brand new song titled Rosemary, and also debuted another track titled Roller Derby, later retitled Poltergeist. Yes, I knew that already. Continuing the experimental direction of Diamond Eyes, Koi no Yokan was announced on August 30th, 2012, and released on November 12th, 2012 by Reprise Records. Metacritic rated Koi no Yokan 86 out of 100, indicating universal acclaim based on 18 reviews. In May 2013, it won Revolver's Golden Gods Award for Album of the Year. On April 13th, 2013, despite making a partial recovery and returning home, Chang died in a hospital in his hometown of Stockton, California, after falling into cardiac arrest. It had been more than 4 years since his 2008 accident. Moreno announced in May that the album Arrows, shelved in 2008 after Chang's accident, was now more likely to be released following his death. Gore, 2014 to 2017. In March 2014, while Moreno was touring with his side project Crosses in support of their self-titled debut album, amazing album, the rest of Deftones began writing a follow-up to Koi no Yokan. Deftones also previously reported that they intended to record a new album either in late 2014 and early 2015. On April 13th, 2014, the first anniversary of Chang's death, Deftones released a track from Arrows titled Smile on YouTube. The first officially released material from the long-shelved album. The video was removed by Warner Music Group 2 days later due to copyright infringement, despite the track having been uploaded by Moreno. That's wild. Although the track has been made available, it remains the only recording to be released from Arrows sessions to date. That's not true. Dallas was released as an instrumental. Although it's not really considered on Arrows, but I'm pretty sure that Dallas is on Arrows. In late February 2015, just after the band had finished the new album's drum tracks, Moreno told Rolling Stone that Deftones had written 16 songs during the album's sessions. He described the album as a little more of a heady record than the previous album. On May 15, 2015, Moreno was interviewed by Kerrang about the new album, which he described as having a lot of different moods. He further explained that it was not a happy record, but also not a completely angry record. Despite reports of Carpenter's initial difficulty getting into the feel of the album, band members have noted the album's distinct collaborative nature. Vega utilized a 6-string bass when recording the new material, helping to push the band into new sonic territory. After producing their previous 2 records with Raskulinecz, Deftones worked with Matt Hyde, who had been a recording engineer on Koino Yokon. The album was pushed back multiple times from its originally scheduled September 2015 release date. On February 4th, 2016, the band released the first single from Gore, titled Prayers/Triangles. Doomed User and Hearts/Wires were also made available ahead of the album's release on March 16th and April 3rd, respectively. Gore was officially released on April 8th, 2016. The second official single, Phantom Bride, was released on June 7th. It had Jerry Cantrell as a guitarist on that track. The song featured a guitar solo from Alice in Chains guitarist Jerry Cantrell. This is considered unusual for a Deftones song. Gwilym Mumford of The Guardian praised the album for its emphasis on experimentation and ambience, and noted that the exploration, work, and attention between the croon of Moreno's soulful voice, his opaque lyrics, and Carpenter's power-driving guitar riffs. Ohms, Gore is my least favorite album from this band. I still can't get into it. I like it a little bit better than the first time I've listened to it, but honestly, that album is just so weak in my personal opinion. Ohms and Vega's Departure, 2017 to 2023. In 2017, Chino Moreno revealed that Deftones had begun writing material for their 9th studio album, which he stated hoped would be out sometime in 2019. Moreno went on to state that the band would be going in a different direction than they had on Gore, and that he would be taking a step back from leading the songwriting to allow Stephen Carpenter and Abe Cunningham to be more involved in the material on the new album. In May 2018, Moreno was again asked about the new material, and he stated that the songs were considerably heavier than those on Gore. That same month, Deftones embarked on a South American tour with support from Quicksand and Deadly Apples. In April 2020, Deftones announced that they were mixing a new album during recording sessions, which reportedly took place in Los Angeles. The band reunited with Terry Date as the producer of the album, making it the first time Deftones have worked with him since the unreleased Arrows album in 2008. On August 19, 2020, the band teased the release date and the title of their upcoming 9th studio album. I was in Japan at this time. A day later, the band officially announced the title of the album, Ohms, set for release on September 25th, 2020. At the same time, the band revealed the album itself. The album covered the track list and the release date. The title track serves as the first single and was released on August 21st on September 17th, 2020, The band released the second single from the album, Genesis, on September 22nd. The band announced their Adopt a Dog campaign, in which fans could digitally sponsor Adopt a Dot, They could sponsor a dot from the Ohms album cover via a charitable donation. Yeah, I bought one. In October 2020, they officially announced a 20th anniversary reissue of White Pony to be released in December of that year. The reissue was packaged alongside Black Stallion, a companion remix album featuring artists including Linkin Park's Mike Shinoda, DJ Shadow, and Robert Smith. Also, Robert Smith is the lead singer of The Cure. So Black Stallion is also a song on the debut album of Crosses. So that's where I think Moreno came up with the name. Deftones postponed their joint tour with Gojira in support of Ohms twice due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Yep, I remember that. In March 2022, it was announced that bassist Sergio Vega left the band in early 2021, with Vega claiming he was never an official member of the band and was just a contracted bassist for his tenure. Vega said he sought that he was perceived as official membership. Vega said he sought what he perceived as official membership and chose to leave after being offered the same status as he had been since he began performing with the band. The following month, it was announced that Fred Sablan joined the band as Vega's touring replacement. The band was also joined by touring guitarist Lance Jackman. On May 20th, 2022, it was announced that Jackman would be temporarily replacing Carpenter during the band's 2022 European tour. Now, Fred Sablan, I don't know if you guys know this, he is basically the bassist that plays with Marilyn Manson on his live shows. He gets all dressed up and stuff. All right. Private Music, 2024 to present day. In April 2024, Chino Moreno told KROQ that the band had completed the bulk of its 10th studio album. He said the entire album was tracked instrumentally, but vocals had yet to be recorded. That's how I also do my production. In September 2024, Deftones announced a 2025 North American headlining tour, the band's first headlining tour since 2022. On November 4th, 2022, the band announced a headline show in Crystal Palace Park, London, on June 29th, 2025 with Weezer and High Vis. In March 2025, it was revealed that the band would be playing in the UK's biggest music festival, Glastonbury, for the first time since 1998 on June 28th, 2025. However, the group was forced to cancel their appearance on the day they were set to perform due to the band's members' illness. On July 10th, due to a band member's illness, On July 10th, 2025, they announced their 10th studio album, Private Music. It was on a poster in England. They were playing in England, and it was on a poster. It said Private Music, and it had Roman numerals on it. And I thought it was going to be a song, and then I noticed the tongue, the O on the actual poster. I'm going to put it up for you guys to see it. The poster itself had like a snake tongue. So I was like kind of wondering, is this going to be like a year of the snake? And then I had to like put two and two together. 2025 is year of the snake. So there you have it. Where are we at here? The album was released on August 22nd. That's today. The album's lead single, My Mind is a Mountain, was released the same day. In addition to Carpenter, Cunningham, Delgado, and Moreno, touring bassist Sablan appears on the album. The album's second single, Milk of the Madonna, was released on August 8th, 2025. I have not heard that one. Even though I already really know this, I'm going to read it anyways. I know that Chino derives his musical style from Depeche Mode, The Cure, Bad Brains. He has a lot of kind of like rap influenced vocals from a lead singer of Rage Against the Machine, Sorry. He has Mike Patton references in his vocals as well. I'm not even reading this. I just tell you. Steph Carpenter is very much influenced by Meshuggah. It's his favorite band of all time. Abe Cunningham is more of like a jazz drummer, kind of like he's a technical jazz drummer. I don't know who he's really influenced by. And she was really influenced by bassists in reggae. Because in his teen years, he used to listen to reggae, and basically he had this band, can't remember the name of it, something with the hot air balloons. I can't remember. Let's just read this. Although initially rooted in metal, Deftones have always claimed diverse influences from groups of various genres with their musical style, diversifying over their career. Yeah, Chino's in a lot of fucking collabs. Their sound has been described as alternative metal, art rock / art metal, experimental rock, shoegaze, new metal, post-punk, post-hardcore, alternative rock, dream pop, drone rock, post-metal, post-rock, progressive metal, stoner rock, math metal, hard rock, trip hop, glitch, funk metal, and psychedelia. Originally, the band was often associated with the new metal movement in the press. However, Moreno has empathetically rejected the application of that label to the band. I disagree. Asked about their connection with the bands such as Korn, Moreno has also stated that their commonality came down to only the shared influence of Faith No More. Yep. Especially the percussive approach of vocals by Mike Patton. Following the release of Deftones' third album, White Pony, they were acknowledged by many critics that have moved beyond that label, though some would continue to use the label on the effort anyway, and it continued in some degree up through Deftones, the self-titled record. In a review of B-Side and Rarities, Stylist magazine dubbed the band perhaps the smartest members of the now moribund new metal genre. They're pretty smart. Deftones' influences include Faith No More, Primus, Bad Brains, Meshuggah, Fear Factory, The Smiths, Nine Inch Nails, and Hum. Additionally, Moreno has cited Prince, yes, I already knew that as well, The Cure, Duran Duran, DJ Sado, Portishead, OMD, Depeche Mode, Thompson Twins, The Human League, and Boy George and Culture Club as personal influences. The music critic Johnny Loftus wrote, "Rock critics usually reserve a special place for Deftones above or at least away from the rest of the turn-of-the-century metal movement. Deftones have always seemed more curious, more willing to incorporate traditionally revered sounds like DC hardcore and dream pop into their Northern California alt metal." Peter Buckley, the author of The Rough Guide to Rock, called the band one of the most primal, powerful, and experimental bands in the alternative metal scene. Moreno's lyrics were described by Time as suggesting emotions rather than announcing them. Moreno himself described his lyrics as ambiguous and sometimes impersonal, saying, "I like to be ambiguous when writing to a certain extent, and throwing something so brash as cheese accident against that and playing with it, and also making it sound dimensional, giving the feeling off that it is raw and it is emotional. But it's not just connected with our personal story. It's not merely about our career and our lives. It's bigger than that. When I hear the music, I get inspired to paint lyrical pictures you describe, but I'm not always talking about myself." The band's legacy has been compared to alternative rock group Radiohead, with some dubbing Deftones the Radiohead of metal. A 2020 Billboard article noted the band's outlasting of multiple rock trends and sustained success along with their dedicated fan community. Moreno also attributed their longevity to their diverse musical influences. The band, this is a long one, hang on. The band has also been cited as influences from the following musicians: Seven Angels, Seven Plagues, Architects, Boston Manor, Car Bomb, Churches, Death Heaven, Circa Survive, Disembodied, Every Time I Die, Fight Star, yes I knew that, Finch, Glassjaw, higher power. In this moment, I wrestled a bear once. Carnival, Corn, Linkin Park, Loathe, Misery Signals, Nothing, Paramore, Poison the Well, Senses Fail, Sky Came Falling, Slipknot, Spirit Box, Static Dress, Suicide Silence, Thornhill, Thursday, The Used, Vane FM, Taproot, The Weeknd, and Will Haven. I would like to add a couple more onto that. President, Sleep Token, Stone Side. Deftones side projects. Deftones members have worked on several side projects, with Moreno fronting Team Sleep, Crosses, and post-metal band Palms, and supergroup Saudade. The latter including members from hardcore punk bands Bad Brains and Cro-Mags, and avant jazz group Medeski, Martin, and Wood. Carpenter works with cinematic electronic metal group Soul Invicto, which he founded with producer Richie Londres. Carpenter has also worked with the supergroup Kush, featuring members of Fear Factory and Cypress Hill. Delgado is a member of DJ group called Decibel Devils, a collective which includes Matt D, DJ Jules, and DJ Crook of Team Sleep. In 2000, Chang released an album composed of his own spoken word poetry called The Bamboo Parachute. There it is, Bamboo Parachute. All right, that is the full bio. The current members of Deftones are Chino Moreno, lead vocals, 1988 to present day. Rhythm guitar, 1999 to present day. Stephen Carpenter, lead guitar, 1988 to present day. Intermittent touring since 2022. Rhythm guitar, 1988 to 1999. Abe Cunningham, drums, 1988 to 1990. 1993 to present day. Frank Delgado, on keyboards, turntables, samples, 1999, present, touring musician, 1996 to 1999. Current touring musicians: Fred Sablan, bass, that's really say bass, bass backing vocals 2022 to present day. Lance Jackman, lead guitar, backing vocals 2022 to present day, substitute for Stephen Carpenter, Across the Sea. Sean Lopez, also the guitarist for Far, rhythm and lead guitar 2024 to present day. Former members: Dominic Garcia on bass, 1988 to 1990. Drums, 1990 to 1991. Chi Chang, bass, backing vocals, 1990 to 2008. Died in 2013. God rest his soul. John Taylor, drums, 1991 to 1993. Sergio Vega, bass, backing vocals, 2009 to 2021. Touring substitute, 1999. Former touring musicians: Mark Valencia, lead guitar, 2022, substitute for Stephen Carpenter. That is it, man. All right. The full discography of Deftones is as follows, and I'm going to be using every single album they have released, including the demo. Like Linus, Adrenaline, Around the Fur, White Pony, Deftones, B-Sides and Rarities, Saturday Night Wrist, Diamond Eyes, Covers, Coin no Yokon, Gore, Ohms, White Pony 20th Anniversary Deluxe Edition, and Private Music in lowercase. You guys ready to begin? Because I'm fucking ready. I'm fucking ready. I came into work today and found vinyl copies of Private Music in store, and I flipped out. I'll try and buy a copy next week, even though I pre-ordered the CD. Fuck, dude, get it. Get it, bro. I'm still waiting for my copy. It should have been in today. I got so excited. I came to the front door. When I came home, I was like, that's Private Music. Nope. Guess what? It's the editor copy of fucking self-titled that I ordered, right? I'm be doing a giveaway for you guys next Friday, so you get the old one that I had. Let's do this shit, dude. I'm excited, dude. Waited 5 years for this shit. I've only heard one track on this album. Let's go in blind. Let's do this shit, man. I'm so fucking excited. Everybody keeps on praising this album, bro. Everyone I talk to. Let's do this shit. And everything has visualizers. But I'm going to be honest with you, dude. I want to just dive in. I'll put the visualizers up for you guys. I've already watched the music video for Mine is a Mountain. I'll put the visualizers up for you guys, though. So that way you have something to look at. But I'm going to be listening to this whole fucking album in one go. All right? If it stops, then I'll talk about it. But I'm ready. The first track is My Mind is a Mountain. And this is a re-listen. Yeah! I love it scream here. The band is also influenced by Typo Negative as well. It's a cool video. Love the ambience of the harmonies in the background too. Fred's vocals, the lower vocals on this part. Right into Locked Club. It's good so far. This is something new. I've never heard him do something like this. sound from this one. Like a mix of like Gore and Ohms. All right, that's Chino. Wow, nice head voice. Really cool song. Ecdysis. Ooh, some filter vibes. All right. Oh. Just hoping to survive it. What cut through acres divided and spiraling entirely again. Lost and rolling my blood shakes our bones away. Descending through our blood inside these waves. I love the harmonies that Fred adds onto it. I love this, dude. I love this bass tone. Oh, yeah. And then fucking Seth's guitar comes in. Ooh, nice fucking. Yeah. In that hi-hat with 2/6. Yeah, this one fucks, dude. I love this one. Very shoegazy. Love the harmony. Ooh, getting like a lead guitar in the middle. Reminds me of Devin Townsend a little bit. All right, Steph. Cool song. I love that fucking bass, dude. At the beginning, and then it goes into that's fucking sick. That's very filter. That's very filter. Infinite Source. Ooh, okay. Love this. I love the harmony on this album, bro. That's fucking awesome. That's Steph? Oh, dude, I love this harmony. Some of the best harmonies I've ever heard from this band, dude. Sounds very shoegazy, dude. More filter vibes. With the guitar. That's all harmonics, isn't it? When I saw this album had nothing but lowercase songs, I knew it was going to be a shoegaze album. I fucking knew it. Called that shit. Ooh, all right. Yeah. Love the ending. Souvenir. All right. Love the doubler effect on his vocals. That's just what he's known for, dude, in the production. Every single album has double vocals with Chino. Woo! All right, Steph. Oh, I fuck with that, dude. Fucking guitar note. Steph's guitar tone is fucking metal as fuck, dude. I love it. fucking love that. Oh, that was fucking beautiful, dude. Dude, I love this one. I love that voice. That's it? Oh! Getting some Delgado sense, all right. Yeah, this one fucks, dude. That's getting added. That one and ecdysis, my two favorites so far. Love the head voice on this track, dude. Very cool outro from Frank. Very dreamy, dude. This is a very shoegaze album. As I said, there's no screams. I was expecting screams. Maybe we'll get some in the end. Don't fucking ruin it for me if you already heard this. I want to be surprised. CXZ. Ooh. Listen to these fucking harmonies. creepy, dude. I love this one too. Love the production on this. And zeros, that's what it stands for. CXC. It's like Chino Yokon, this album. Very shoegazy. All right, so that's going to be the first part of the album. All right, so that stops. It stopped. I'm going to count that as a stop. So far, this has a very shoegaze production. I like it. I like it. It reminds me of Chino Yokon. Definitely reminds me of Chino Yokon. It reminds me of Gore. Surprisingly, we're not getting any of the sound we got from Ohms, in my personal opinion. The harmonies we're getting are very reminiscent of Diamond Eyes era for the band. I'm not hearing any ATF, any White Pony, any self-titled in here. Actually, self-titled was kind of shoegazy, but the overall heaviness of this album, it's not there. I was expecting heaviness. I was expecting screams. Everybody tells me that it reminds me of Diamond Eyes, like they're back. Are they back? Are you a real fan? If you really think that they're back, I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. I think about you all the time. We say everybody says this album's for the OGs. Are you really an OG if you think this is an OG album? I've been a fan since fucking Adrenaline and Around the Fur. That's OG. Smashing Pumpkins kind of vibe to it. Ooh, all right. I hear it, yeah. Chino, what do you think of this album, bro? Because you're an OG fan, like I am. What do you think of this? Yeah, very reminiscent of Sex Tape. I do agree. Sex Tape with Riviere. Yeah. It's very Smashing Pumpkins sounding track. Milk of the Madonna. Whoa, all right. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, for sure I hear mine. Yeah, definitely Saturday Night Wrist vibe. Dude, the harmonies on this album are fucking awesome, man. More Bodies vibes from Smashing Pumpkins! Smashing Pumpkins? All right! Yeah, this reminds me of Melancholy, dude. Especially that riff right there. Definitely Bodies inspired riff. Nice drums from Mabe there. Love the drumming on this one. Love this, dude. This is sick. It's a sick track. It's kind of funny how they had a song that sounded like early Smashing Pumpkins, and then they added a more modern, not really modern, but a later album inspired sound from Smashing Pumpkins for the next song, which is wild. Because on the last song I had a more of a Gish kind of vibe from Smashing Pumpkins, and now I have a Melancholy and Infinite Sadness vibe. I'm on fire! That's sick! That's wild. Back-to-back tracks, Smashing Pumpkins vibes. Early era into a more modern approach of Smashing Pumpkins. Pretty cool. Cut Hands. All right. Okay. That's Chino. I never heard that style of vocals from him. That's a wild style of vocal. I've never heard from him. Oh, dude, the fucking ghostly whispers. Or ghostly fucking choir. That's a wild track. That's new metal, bro. I don't care what you say, Moreno. You're fucking new metal. Oh, fuck! Oh. Fuck yeah! Fuck, this is heavy! Oh my god! I haven't heard something that heavy since fucking Hole in the Earth outro! Alright. Metal Dream. Searching for a solace recreated while beyond what exists. Sick and tired of how the truth flowing out of time as we embrace. Deeply enthralled in your grasp. In your dreams, always see articles and shades laid ahead. Reminds me of Mike Patton. I can't believe that's fucking Chino. Very progressive album. Alright, Steph, where are you gonna take me? Steph and Abe's gonna take me on a Metal Dream. too. Every single note is a fucking harmony. It's really fucking awesome. This reminds me of 30 Seconds to Mars. I don't know why it does, but like the early era of 30 Seconds to Mars, like the self-titled album. Life on Mars is the actual name of it, but yeah, it reminds me of that. The chorus does, at least. The finale, departing the body. Okay.
There's a room we hang in space.
That's fucking Chino! No way! Sounds like fucking Peter Steele and Mike Patton! And fucking Jeff Tate from Queensrÿche. Chino in the beginning, I refuse to believe that. The fucking ambient textures that Frank's adding underneath the music too. That's fucking Chino.
We ended. It's clean.
That's very hum. That riff right there. Later, like inlet era of hum. The drums super technical. Well, that's it. That's the whole album. So, I gotta say, I'm a little bit disappointed in this album. I am a little bit disappointed. I didn't think I was gonna say that tonight. I honestly didn't. I thought this album was gonna fucking blow me away, but it didn't. It didn't. Only a few tracks on this album blew me away. And I'm gonna talk about it. As an OG fan of this band, I'm very disappointed in this album. I've been listening to this band since I was 9 years old, okay? Literally discovered this band on a video game called Street Skater 2. And it was a remix of My Own Summer called Midwinter Mix. And ever since then, I fell in love with this band. It's a good album. It's a good album. It's good. But it's not great, in my opinion. I feel like I need more listens to come up with a good analysis for this album. But as with all my album reactions, I have to do it in one take. First listen, I'm very disappointed in this album. The harmonies are great. Chino's voice is fantastic on this album. A lot of stuff I've never heard from him at all, including the stuff in Metal Dream and Departing the Body. Never heard those type of style vocals from him. Abe's drums are very technical. I love that. He always amazes me with his drums. The guitar tone is fucking mint. Like fucking mint. It's great. The bass tone, awesome. It's the production for me. The production is too muddy. It's too messy. It's too fucking... It's just... It just doesn't have it. The production just doesn't have it for me. It's way too muddy. It's not clear. I don't know, man. I was expecting to love this album. I ended up just liking this album. That's saying a lot. Let's get into my review. All right. The pause moment for this album is going to... That fucking track right there, bro. Cut Hands is gonna be one of the most underrated songs on this album, in my personal opinion. Dude, the ending is fucking awesome. Frank's synths underneath that fucking riff is just, God, what a fucking breakdown at the end of the song, dude. I love it. I love it. It's so creepy. It's Steph. It's fucking Steph, dude. Fucking, it reminds me of Hole in the Earth, the end of Hole in the Earth. And like or is it Beware? It's Beware I'm thinking of, right? Let me look. Don't fucking tell me. All right, it's Beware, right? Yep, it could be Beware or Diamond Eyes. Yep, I do agree with Diamond Eyes. Yeah. Oh yeah. This album still fucking takes the cake, dude. It's one of their top 3 albums, Diamond Eyes. Yeah, the production on Diamond Eyes is just, I don't know, it's fucking awesome. I love the production on Diamond Eyes. This fucking album is messy, dude. It's messy. I feel like this album would be for fans of the TikTok generation, the shoegaze generation. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of shoegaze, so I can't get into this. I really can't. I like it, but I gotta talk about it, man. Cut Hands was definitely my pause moment. All right. All right, pause picks. My first favorite song on this album is going to Cut Hands. Dude, this fucking track with the chorus and the fact that he raps in the verse and the chorus. Never heard that from Chino. Yeah, that's fucking awesome. I love that. That's the best track on the album, in my personal opinion. And my buddy Jeffrey told me I was gonna like that one a lot. He knows me so well. All right, let's listen to the rest of it. That ecdysis reminds me of Filter, the amalgamate and Filter title of record, and even Short Bus kind of vibes coming from this track right here. And I really, really like this one a lot. I think I'm gonna pick this as my second favorite. I really, really like this track. I feel like this is gonna be another underrated masterpiece track on this album. My third favorite. The ending is Souvenir reminds me of Sleep Token, especially from that album right there, especially the synths in the very end of it. I can't remember the name of the song I'm thinking of. Is it Chokehold? Or no, it's the Summoning. It's the bridge of the Summoning that leads into the fucking jazzy part. That's what it reminds me of. I like this track, however, man, as a Pumpkins fan, dude, I think I'm gonna have to pick Milk of the Madonna, and I love Mind of the Mountain too. My Mind is a Mountain because I'm a huge Hum fan, but fuck, dude, Milk of the Madonna is peak. It's one of the best Deftones songs I have heard in the recent years. It's really fucking good. It really brought off huge nostalgia from Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness, especially the song Bodies, which I'll play for you right now. suicide. Yeah, it's a very, very reminiscent track to that. And for that, it's getting number 3 because I'm a huge Pumpkins fan. But yeah, I like this a lot. I'm MVP. All right, so Chino really impressed me on this one, dude. He really impressed me with his vocal styles. 3 of these tracks, he used a vocal format that I've never heard before from his style vocals, and just it wowed me. Departing the Body, dude, the beginning, I'm like, that's him? It reminds me of Tool too, the beginning.
There's a room we hang in space. It's clear.
You're gonna sit there and tell me that's fucking Chino Moreno? There ain't no way, dude. I refuse to believe you. Honestly, dude. That sounds like a fucking mixture of Peter Steele and Mike Patton. I mean, and even Metal Dream remind me of Mike Patton. All right. Yeah. Fuck. Oh man, his vocals are really fucking good on this album, dude. Really fucking good. I think I'm gonna have to give it to Chino. Yeah, Chino's getting the album MVP for sure. He really impressed me with 3 of these tracks, and I didn't hear anything like that before from him. That reminds me of 30 Seconds to Mars. That reminds me of 30 Seconds to Mars. Dude, just the fact that they harmonize throughout the whole song reminds me of 30 Seconds to Mars. Their first fucking album, dude. And I'm a huge 30 Seconds to Mars fan. I'm huge into the first 2 albums. I love both of their albums. But after that, I just kind of fell off. I love Kings and Queens. I love From Yesterday, and that's also on the second album. But yeah, still. That's a really, really good track. And I think Chino definitely deserves it for that as well. Now, I recently read an interview that fucking Jared Leto was going to do it. He already did a song with Chino, but he never released it. I really want to hear that. I really want to fucking hear that. Release that shit, dude. Similar artists. I think the number 1 similar artist, just for the fact of them harmonizing in every single track, is 30 Seconds to Mars. Without a doubt about. There's no doubt about it. 30 Seconds to Mars. Similar artist. I'm surprised they're not listed on here as similar artists. That's what I hear out of this whole album. It reminds me of the first album from 30 Seconds to Mars. I love that fucking album. But the second one, probably gonna have to go to Smashing Pumpkins. A lot of the guitar tone in this, especially in Milk of the Madonna, I Think About You All the Time as a Gish era related track. A lot of these tracks really remind me of Siamese Dream and Melancholy of the Infinite Sadness, kind of the guitar tones and guitar kind of compositions. So I'm probably gonna have to give it to them for sure. And along the same lines as the guitar compositions, the guitar tones, I'm getting a hum vibe from all of these tracks as well. It's a very shoegaze experience, and hum is definitely on there. Number 4, overall the guitar tone really brings off that type of negative kind of vibe, so I'll probably have to give it to them as well. And I haven't given that to them since, Around the Fur sound. So this kind of has kind of like the same kind of Around the Fur sound, except that it doesn't have the lucid screams, or not the lucid screams, but the fucking chaotic screams that I fucking miss that Chino did. I miss that a lot. He just can't do it anymore with his vocals. That sucks. But yeah, there's a couple tracks in here that remind me of Filter, so I'm just gonna give it the Filter for sure. And the first 3 albums of Filter really reminded me of that kind of reminiscence of them listening to this album as well. It's almost like they took 2 tracks and they picked one influence for those tracks. Because with I Think About You All the Time and Milk of the Madonna, you're getting the fucking literal influence of Smashing Pumpkins. And then with Cut Hands, it's kind of like where have I heard that style of vocals before? Is it Faith? It's Faith, right? Faith No More. Yeah. Fuck. That's Filter. That's Fleshwater Sound. Fuck. Alright, fuck it. Let's give it to all 3. Filter, Faith No More, and Fleshwater would be similar artists. So I'm gonna add 3 extras. Fuck it. Why can't I? It's my channel, right? I'll do what I fucking want. Alright, genres. Alright, so first genre, when we get to the end, it reminds me of nu metal. Especially Cut Hands. Cut Hands is a very nu metal track. There was another one that was another nu metal track. But the majority of this album is shoegaze. So I'm going to probably have to go with the hybrid genre of newgaze for the number 1 genre for this album. Number 2, melodic. Tons of harmonies in this album. They're everywhere. Throughout every single song, there's harmonies. It's almost like Deftones kind of like listens to those more modern bands and kind of has some influences off of them. Like Sleep Token, they had some Spirit Box kind of vibes throughout here. It's very, very cool, and I wasn't expecting to hear that. And for that, they're gonna get the experiments. What am I thinking of? Experimental number 4. Just for the sheer aspect of surprise, I'm gonna give it to prog. It's a very proggy album. You just never know where it's gonna fucking go. I love the industrial vibe with Ecdysis too. The beginning into that fucking bass. Overall, this has an ambient vibe, so I'll probably have to give the last one to ambient as far as genres. Yeah, probably ambient. It's a very ambient album. There's a lot of panning. There's a lot of fucking automation with the producer that did this album. I hear it all over the place throughout my fucking headphones. So we'll have to give it to automation. It's not automation. Fucking ambient. The implication. All right, this is the hardest fucking part. All right, so I'm just gonna look at the cover. All right, we're gonna see. First of all, it's been 5 years since they released an album, right? Why would they choose a snake over everything? A snake for the album cover. 2025 is the year of the snake. What does the snake represent? A snake represents slyness, treachery, betrayal, poison, venom, rage, chaotic. Oh, let's look up. Snake is a defensive strategy. Snake personification. Snake's human. emotions, intentions, ability to speak to make more relatable, threatening, or complex within a story or poem. Snakes speak, they're sly, they're quiet. They're quiet and they're very, it's just slithers. And like with shoegaze, you have like a slither kind of like approach with the music. And the sound is just, it's a wall of sound, right? It reminds me of like a sound wave, right? A sound wave rolls up and down. It has its peaks and it has its valleys, like a snake. And I think because they chose a snake, they chose to go with a shoegaze vibe from this album, more than what they have in the past as well. I think the most shoegazy album that they have is Koi no Yukan. But this album is right up there with it. This album is a mixture of Koi no Yukan, Diamond Eyes, and Saturday Night Wrist. That's my personal preference. So implication would be life has its ups and downs. I don't fucking know, to be honest. Life has its ups and downs. No matter what, you're gonna get through it. Let's look it up. What do you guys think, man? I'm interested to see what my chat thinks about the implication for this album. And why would they name it Private Music? Deftones, Private Music delivers a cinematic soundscape where atmospheric shoegaze, textured electronic flourishes, and classic heavy metal riffs intertwine. Broadcast in ultra high definition production, the album shifts organically between hauntingly intimate moments and surging momentum, evoking emotional urgency and dynamic contrasts. It's classic Deftones, melancholy, ethereal, brutal, and meticulously crafted, elevated by lush detail and freeing anticipation. Okay, it's about opening a window into their private emotional spaces where lust, longing, violence, and beauty all coexist. It does narrate a story so much as it captures the inner turbulence of memory, obsession, and intimacy through surreal fragments. Lust. The symbol for lust is a snake. Lilith. Lilith is a snake demon. And the snake was Satan himself that gave Eve the apple, told her to eat the apple. So, yeah, that makes sense. My rating. All right. The first track's great. I can't get into that song. I love that song. Love that song. I love that song because it reminds me of Sleep Token. And that's like a Sleep Token vibe. I like that one. Constant and Zeros is a really good track. Love this too. It reminds me of Smashing Pumpkins, that one, and then it leads right into this fucking killer ass track. That's a sick track. This one's a fucking killer track. This one's killer. The bass also reminds me of Falter. Yeah. And then this one. Even though I'm disappointed in this album, it's a good album. It is a great album. It's good. It's better than good. It's a great album. It's growing on me. Already it's growing on me. After first listen, and it's growing on me, dude. All right, what did I give Chevelle? Let's look and see what I gave Chevelle. I'm pretty sure I gave Chevelle a 9.3 out of 10, wasn't it? And that album's also growing on me. Dude. What? I didn't think I was gonna get synths on this album. That's my second favorite. All right, so Chevelle got a 9.3, and it's currently growing on me. It took a couple days to grow on me. That is a killer fucking album. Bright as Blasphemy. If you haven't heard it, please fucking listen to it. It's amazing. This one is slightly above it, believe it or not. Slightly above it. I don't like Blood Out in the Field still from Chevelle's album, and I don't like Locked Club on this album. I can't stand Blood in the Fields more than Lock Club. So I can withstand Lock Club. Blood in the Fields I still can't get into it. It's been, I don't know, almost a week. It has been a week. But I'm gonna give this album a 9. all right, fuck it. I'm gonna give this album a 9.9 out of 10. This fucking second track is not, it's not fucking pulling me in. It reminds me of Gore too much, and I fucking hate Gore. I fucking hate that album. Oh, a 9.9 out of 10. That's my final rating. It's probably gonna go up as I listen to this because Deftones just grows on you, as I can tell. I was gonna give this, if I didn't listen to this again and it didn't grow on me throughout this whole review, I was gonna give us a 9 out of 10. But it grew on me, boys and girls. It grew on me. I like this album. It's a good album. It's a great album. It's a great album. Is it better than Ohms? What did I give Ohms? I think I gave Ohms a 9.7. Let me look. And it's not being biased, because there was a lot of tracks that I didn't. All right, so I liked Ohms better than this album. I still fucking hate that one song off of Ohms. I still can't get into that song. What is the name of that? Pompeii. I can't get into that song. And my buddy Scott loves that song. Every song on fucking Ohms is awesome, except for Pompeii. What the fuck was the band thinking? Locked Club? It's gonna take me a few listens, guys. I don't know. I can't get into it. It's just the whole vibe of Gore. Ugh. Like, what the fuck is this track, dude? I hate this fucking track. Acid Hologram. Literally one of the worst Deftones songs ever created, in my personal opinion. I love Rubicon. I love Phantom Bride. Gore's a good track, but I don't like the way that Steph's guitar is just so fucking low on this track. I don't really care for it. I like El Mural. I love Xenon. Xenon is my favorite track on this album. This is another one I can't get into. Patira Infamante. I can't get into that one. That second track, Lock Club, reminds me of Gore, and I just can't. It's literally the past is fucking haunting me with that second track. I just can't give this a 10 out of 10 yet. It's gonna require me a few listens. Maybe when you guys watch the album recap or album review, that when I get the physical merchandise, if I do one. I haven't done one in, I don't know, almost 2 years. I've just been collecting vinyls and not doing them. Yeah, man. This gets a 9.9. It's gonna grow on me. I already know it's gonna grow on me. It's a good album. It's a great album. It's a great album. Especially after 5 years. It's better than Ohms. I do agree. It's better than Ohms. Because I can't stand Pompeii. That's it. Thank you guys for watching. I know that my reviews are kind of boring because I don't really skip. I'm as real as they fucking come. I ain't gonna fucking skip around and get rid of dead space. I want you guys to get the whole full moment of this. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming. If you're new here, click the like button, click the share button, leave a subscription, and leave a comment below what I can check out by Deftones, which I probably haven't already heard. I've listened to a lot of Deftones songs. We are on the road to 30,000 subscribers. Well, we hit 29K today. So there is that milestone. That's fucking awesome. So we got currently, we need 996 of you to click that subscribe button. And we had 30K. The worst Deftones songs. I will, dude. I will. I'll do it live too. All right. Yeah, man. This is a good album. It's a good album. All right. The next album reaction will be taking place tomorrow, and it's going to be a double album reaction of the one and only Devin Townsend. And the name of the two albums we'll be reviewing are Blue Sky and Dark Matters. The double album is called Z Squared. I'm very, very excited to jump into this. It's been a while since I've done a Devin Townsend album. I fucking love Devin Townsend. This album's gonna grow on me, dude. It's gonna grow on me. If you want to request an album or request an EP or a song, come to Linktree, put in your submission. Definitely email me before you do that or after you do that and let me know you did it. I currently have spots open for March. That's it. Literally just March. I have one spot open for an album reaction next year, and that is it. It's a decent album. I like this album. It's a good album. It's gonna grow on me. But yeah, watch the channel trailer if you want to request a song as well. That's probably the best way to do it. It tells you all the ways you can request songs, including free and paid. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you at the next Deftones related album reaction.